His whole life had been nothing but betrayal. That's why I don't trust anyone. I already told you, I didn't do it. You really don't trust me? A split lip, a bruised cheek, and nothing left to say. He pulls her hand off his collar and steps back. Her face crumples, and somehow she is the one crying. My wife cheated on me, so we got divorced. Wait, this is all a misunderstanding. They ruled me unfit as a father, so I lost custody of my kid. Now it's just me, alone in a run-down apartment. I worked myself to the bone for that family, and this is how it ends. Why is it always me getting betrayed? The ashtray fills up and nobody comes to empty it. The days pass in the same barren loop. I quit my job and lost everything. The only thing holding me up down there was a single indie game. Stories thrown together by amateurs let me escape reality for a while. The one I loved most let you play a noble and run your own domain. A title screen glows in the dark room. Survival strategies of a corrupt aristocrat. Another night bent over the keyboard, hours deep into the same save file. The difficulty had me completely hooked. The thrill was squeezing money out of the peasants without killing them. I even filled a whole notebook with strategy notes. First off, the protagonist's background hit way too close to home. Born to a rural baron family, he was gifted, sharp with a blade, and able to use magic. But that talent made him a threat, and people started lining up against him. Even his own retainers betrayed him, and they did not do it gently. Cornered, he executes his cheating fiancée first. Then he goes on a rampage and kills his own parents. Serves them right. That is the rough shape of the story. Something clenches in his chest and his hand grabs at his shirt. An unshaven jaw, a cheap collar, and the room gone very quiet. What the? His fingers lock up and the pain crawls all the way to the wrist. White noise floods his head and his legs give out under him. My chest. Something is wrong with my chest. Am I really going to die like this? No. No way, this can't be happening. Damn it. What a pathetic way to go. If there's a next life, all I want is… Young master! Who? A notebook lies open in the light where the dark used to be. Young master, please, get a hold of yourself! She's far too pretty to be the Grim Reaper. What do I do? If he dies like this, so warm. Two small hands close around his, shaking the whole time. Ugh. His eyes open on a ceiling he has never seen before. The maid jerks upright the second he moves. I'm alive? He is flat on his back in a bed far too grand for him. You're awake! Oh, thank goodness! His eye snaps wide at the sound of that voice. I know this maid's face. That's Lumiere, the housemaid. I'll go inform the madam right away. He watches her run out, sweat crawling down his temple. This ridiculous canopy bed, that vase that costs more than a car, and then the face in the mirror. I have definitely seen this somewhere before. No way. Did I actually get reincarnated into the world of survival strategies of a corrupt aristocrat? Wait! He catches her wrist before she reaches the door. Tell me my name. He is close enough now that she cannot step back from him. You're Lord Jack, of course. No doubt about it. I've been reincarnated as the protagonist of that game, Jack Girard. I even have his childhood memories, so maybe I have always been him. Perhaps Japan was the dream. Either way, this is seriously bad. The shout carries all the way down the corridor outside. That game is brutally unfair. One wrong choice and the whole domain burns. Foreign invasions, peasant revolts, plagues, all lined up and waiting. Retribution from the hero, aimed straight at Jack. In other words, if I slip up, I die! He says it out loud in an empty room and hears it land. Master, are you still feeling unwell? That is the one thing I have to avoid. I barely survived one miserable life. I'm not doing a second one, so why was I bedridden? You took one sip of your morning tea and just collapsed. Sir Kevin carried you upstairs and we sent for the doctor. I remember how this goes. The attempted poisoning. My own parents poisoned me. In the game, he gets dosed again and again until he works out who did it. But now that I know the script, I can get ahead of it, so I'll kill them first, before they get around to killing me. If this really is that world, Jack's murderous parents cannot be left breathing. They have to go, and fast. My life is the thing on the table. I'll handle it myself. Lumiere, go back to your room. But, my lord, I won't say it again. And so, the manor sits in its grounds looking entirely respectable. I hereby appoint you, Jack Girard, as Lord of the Girard territory. The first real problem for the new head of the house is already on its way. It's been a month since my parents fell into a coma, and now the title comes down to me. I will devote myself even further to the good of my domain. From today, I am the head of House Girard. A fresh stack of ledgers and 2 birds settling on the window ledge outside. A new notebook, volume 1. This time for a world he actually lives in. I've taken the Lord's seat, but what I do from here? The merchants and servants who moved that poison know exactly what happened. Exposing the trade would ruin them too, so for now we just watch each other. Rebellion and betrayal are the 2 things that decide whether I live or die. He stares at nothing, running the cast list through his head. There are 2 people in this house I have to watch very closely. Kevin, the steward, and Lumiere, the maid. In the game, those 2 are the ones who sell me out, so I keep them close where I can see their hands. I can't afford to drop my guard around either of them. You called for me, young master? Come in, it's about the tax revenue. Kevin, what do you make of this? The administration of this territory is genuinely atrocious. Merchants get taxed on gross sales instead of profit. Farmers hand over 90% of everything they grow. On top of that, a poll tax, land rent, a death tax, a marriage tax, road tolls as well. Nobody can live a decent life under this. The old lord and his wife were completely out of their minds. His jaw sets harder with every line of the ledger. At this point, it would be strange if a revolt did not break out. No. Worst case, the hero comes for my head. I merely followed the orders of the previous lord. I could never question my lord's judgment. A flawless answer, which is exactly the problem with it. I see. Playing it safe, wearing loyalty like a uniform. I'd remove him tomorrow, but without him, this estate rots twice as fast, which means he stays alive for now. We're dropping the farmer's rate to 60%. For merchants, tax the profit instead of the gross sales, and abolish the marriage tax and the death tax. Abolish them, my lord? Sell off every one of those tasteless paintings and vases, then hand 10% of the proceeds to the household staff. The steward's eyes narrow above the ledger in his hands. As you command. I, Kevin, will see it done with everything I have. The new lord watches that bow and keeps his face completely flat. The steward straightens up and something moves behind his eyes. Young master, I've brought your tea. Thanks. The maid sets the tray down with a small, practiced smile. A long gallery with the steward at one end and her at the other. Well then, young master, I'll be… Wait, is there something else, my lord? Both of you, stop calling the head of this house young master. Use the family name in formal settings, otherwise use my given name. The 2 of them stand very still by the door. Understood. Then I'll call you Jack. Steam curls off the cup as he blows across the surface. The maid keeps watching him, hands folded neatly in front of her. A stack of fresh notes on the desk, volume 1 of a new strategy book. He drinks and the cup comes back down without a sound. What is it? No, it's nothing. A report on the land around the territory. A lizard man sighting. What is today's date? It is the 3rd of August, year 647. His eye snaps wide the moment he hears the date. He moves so fast the maid barely gets a yelp out. What's wrong? I'm going to Village 3. Right now? I'm leaving the house in Kevin's hands. Tell him the tax business is to be settled by the time I return. She stays where she is and watches the corridor swallow him. And Lord Jack? He said he's going to check on Village 3. Village 3. The steward's face closes over the moment he hears the name. The horse tears down the forest road at a full gallop. There is one character in this game you absolutely have to recruit. The strongest dual-blade swordsman alive. A small village comes under attack by monsters. A traveling dual-blade swordsman happens to arrive there. While cutting them down, the traveler lets a child be taken hostage, forced to surrender and killed on the spot. He leans low over the horse's neck and pushes it harder. The game keeps running even if that swordsman dies, but every event after it gets far uglier. Assassinations, raids, full invasions. Without the dual-blade swordsman, the game cannot be cleared, which means failing to recruit them is simply… game over. Lord Girard! 3 riders come up the road behind him at a hard gallop. One of the mansion guards? Please wait! What is it? Sir Kevin ordered me to accompany you! The name lands and his expression doesn't shift at all. Looks like a generic soldier, level 1 at best. If he dies out here, it's no great loss. A pawn is a pawn. Do as you like. Yes, sir! By the way, why are you riding out to Village 3, my lord? The report mentioned a lizard man sighting. Lizard men always work out a detailed plan before they attack. They should be right at that stage now. I see. As As expected of Lord Girard. He says nothing and keeps his eyes on the road ahead. Looks like the soldiers here need proper training too. From the ridge, the valley opens up, with the houses at the bottom. Smoke rising from Village 3! Lizard men are already inside the fences, and the screaming carries uphill. Goblins swarm between the houses, dragging villagers out into the open. A farmer swings a spear and hits nothing at all. Claws and jaws close in from both ends of the lane. Lord Girard, what do we do? Watch. Don't move. We're not going to help them? If we wait a little longer… Down in the village, the screaming carries on without him. Right about now, she shows up. Something drops out of the open sky into the middle of the village. Two blades come round in one arc and take 3 monsters off their feet. A hilt spins once and settles back into a gloved palm. The next cut lands so hard the goblin folds around it. Who is that? The guard stares down at the square with his mouth open. In this game, the single strongest ally character? Adele of the Twin Blades. She's one-shotting the goblins, and the giant lizards too. A beastman girl with physical ability far beyond any human. On top of that, she reinforces her body with magic and fights up close. At this rate, I think they'll be fine. No. His eyes stay fixed on the far end of the lane instead. No, please, no, anyone but that child! She stops mid-stride, boots skidding through the dirt. Don't move. Drop your weapons. Somebody help me! The boy has his face screwed shut and is screaming at nothing. The twin blades stay up, but her eyes go straight to the child. Do as you're told, or the brat dies. You. Her grip tightens until the leather creaks. Both blades come down and bite into the dirt point first. Fine, but in exchange, you leave the child and the villagers alone. Then let's call it a deal. She lets her arms fall open and gives up the last of her guard. One sword stands upright in the ground, well out of reach now. The goblins close in from both sides while she stays on her knees. The first blow snaps her head sideways. They keep swinging and the chief watches without moving at all. All that noise and she still wasted my time. Goblins, do whatever you like with the woman. As for the brat, we'll feed it to the lizard. Wait, that is not what we agreed. Let that child go. A goblin fist catches her across the jaw before she can finish. The chief hurls the boy through the air like a sack of grain. She watches it happen and cannot move a single inch. Miss Swordswoman! His voice cracks right in the middle of the word. Beastkin really are painfully easy to fool. Two more lizardmen step aside to make room for something far bigger. A mouth opens wide enough to swallow a grown man whole. The boy is swung out over the jaws, kicking at empty air. His scream carries all the way across the square. The huge maw comes down toward him in one smooth motion. Please! Face down in the dirt, she cannot get her arms under her. Somebody help him! Black blades tear through the square out of nowhere. Every goblin in the lane is thrown off its feet at once. The ones still standing turn around and start screaming. A giant lizard folds sideways and hits the ground dead. A body drops into the dust and stays there. Shadowbind. Dark magic pins every monster in the square exactly where it stands. Gah. Dark magic? Who the hell are you? The ropes, they came off. She throws herself forward before anything around her can react. Her fingers close on the hilt lying in the dirt. Both blades are back in her hands and she is looking straight up. She launches off the ground and goes for the big one first. The swords come around in a spiral and nothing in reach stays whole. The rest of the pack piles in on her, jaws first. A clawed hand grabs at her collar and she doesn't flinch. Isn't she a little too strong for this? Another goblin drops and the man on the road just keeps watching. Hey kid, let me see that wound. A grade 5 potion, good for small cuts and bruises. Bit of a waste, but he can have it. If I'm good to the boy, Adele's affection score for me climbs too. Behind them, one dead lizard takes up half the road. You saved me back there, mister. Ow, ow. No, I'm the one who owes you. You have my gratitude. I'm Jack. I'm the lord of this land. The lord? Their hands are already clasped before either of them thinks about it. Yeah, right. No lord would ever be out in a backwater like this one. Well, not dressed like this anyway. Lord Girard! Please don't leave me behind! Huh? Girard? You mean Baron Girard? That's what I just said. I am so sorry. I was unbelievably rude to a noble. It's fine. More importantly, will you tell me your name? Forgive my lateness. I'm Adele. Adele, that was some impressive fighting. We saw it too! Not only can you take down monsters all on your own, an elbow lands in his ribs before he gets the rest out. Ludwig, you idiot! Don't go stamping on landmines like that. Her looks are strictly off limits as a subject. Glah! A grown man skids across the dojo boards on his back. That's enough! A young beastman girl stands over him, wooden sword still up. Adele finally took down her senior disciple. Yeah, but still, she's just a weak little woman. A sword that scurries turkeys around and runs away. Her master held an unshakable belief that men stood above women. She was treated unfairly for years, purely for being born a woman. Seasons turn at the dojo and the blossoms come round again. In recognition of the fruits of your long training, I hereby grant you full mastery of the Beastman sword. She stops in the doorway, not quite believing what she heard. Thank you, master. She takes the blade on both hands, down on one knee. I am still stronger than he is, though. So you were here, Adele. We're going out. Tidy up the dojo while we're gone. She doesn't say a single word back. What's with that look? His fist comes around and takes her clean off her feet. You should be grateful I even let you into this sacred dojo. Defy me and you're expelled. She stays down on the boards until the footsteps fade out. He looks back at her once and he is smiling. The hall goes quiet and she is still sitting there alone. That night, something far worse than a beating came for her. She looks up at the sound of men out on the veranda. Still here, are you, Adele? Master, everyone, they reek of alcohol. Your name came up at the banquet, you see, and we all agreed that it's about time. Time for what? You've grown quite beautiful. In the dark beside her, the old man is grinning. Stop it, don't touch me. I never agreed to any of this. Hold still, Adele. A woman's only job is to warm a man's bed at night. It's time you repaid the debt of raising you. Let go of me. Cloth tears and the veranda boards rattle under the struggle. Adele, you wretch! One eye shows past the hair and it is perfectly steady. One cut goes through the dark and the veranda falls silent. She walks out past what she left behind and never looks back. The face she wears afterwards gives away absolutely nothing. That is how she ended up drifting all the way to Village 3. For her, the word beautiful is the worst wound she carries. Praise her looks and any chance of recruiting her is gone. There is no recovering after that. The words that actually reach her are these. We only managed to beat them thanks to you. Every one of them had their eyes on you, so they dropped their guard. She is still on edge and not hiding it well. The corner of his mouth moves, just once. Look. He points past her shoulder, back down toward the square. The whole village stands there, alive because of what she did. Thank you so much. You were amazing, Beastman Big Sis. You're monstrously strong, lady. Second only to my old lady back home. That was some incredible swordsmanship. With physical ability like yours, I doubt there is a single person in this kingdom who could match you. It wasn't that impressive. There are plenty of people stronger than me. Besides, just being strong not that impressive. His hand closes over hers before she can pull it away. Are you denying your own strength? You are the one whose twin blades saved everyone in this village. I, Jack Girard, acknowledge you. Take pride in that! Something behind her eyes finally cracks open. In the end, you're just a weak little woman. A woman's only job is to warm a man's bed at night. Her mouth opens, and for a second, nothing comes out of it. Thank you. The tears come before she can get the rest of it out. All this time, those were the words I wanted to hear. He turns away before she can get a look at his face. Just as planned. Out of her sight, the mask slips for exactly 1 second. With that, Adele's route is cleared. Stay humble, keep rewarding her, and she follows my lead from here. As thanks, I'd like to invite you to my manor. You'll come, won't you? I'm just a commoner. I couldn't possibly. If I don't show my gratitude properly, it reflects badly on me. Do me a favor and say yes. Save me the embarrassment. Well, if you insist that much, I'll follow you anywhere, Baron Girard. I had braced myself for the entire village to be wiped out. In the manor library, the steward goes through the report line by line, but the damage looks far lighter than expected. There were injuries, but no deaths. Our stockpiled food, however, has been completely used up. We'll discuss our response with Lord Jack. Ludwig, what did you make of all this? Yes, sir. I was so moved to learn we have a lord who cares this much for his people. That is not what I meant. How did Lord Jack know the village would be attacked? I heard there was a report about a lizard man sighting. And how did his relationship with that swordswoman Adele look to you? Huh? They seemed like they had only just met for the first time. As expected of a beast man, her body moves so fluidly. Lord Jack was clearly impressed by those twin blades too, and she's gorgeous on top of it. The soldiers won't stop talking about her. That's enough. I get it. The steward's face has stopped being polite. I already contacted the guild about her. They say she's a serious model adventurer, but her detailed background is a blank. Until we know what kind of past she comes from, we don't drop our guard. Stay alert. Yes, sir. A knuckle raps twice on the study door. door. Lord Jack, I've brought Lady Adele. Let her in. Both of her ears shoot straight up at the sound of his voice. Excuse me. She stops one step inside the door and stands very straight. Once again, thank you for coming all the way out to the manor. Please think nothing of it. I'll get to the point. I want to reward the hero who saved that village. Hero? 10 gold coins is your reward, and 1 item of your choice from the treasury. A legendary weapon handed down in the Girard family. I want it in Adele's hands. Better to hand it over before Kevin can stop me. Come with me. Yes, sir. To break my bad ending flags, I need her as strong as she can get. Huh? Behind him, her steps have gone small and careful. Is she this tense because it's just the two of us? Relax, Adele. I have no plans to harm you. Right. She answers without lifting her eyes off the floor. Here we are. His palm settles onto a carved seal in the door. The doors swing back and cold air rolls out over both of them. A relic sits alone on a stone plinth under the light. She turns in a slow circle, taking all of it in. That's the Girard family heirloom. The two of them stop in front of a frame mounted on the wall. The twin blades of Hydra. Go on, try holding them. Her gloved hands close around both hilts at once. The blade comes up and the light along the edge answers her. They feel natural in my hands. Do you like them? Best weapon in the game before the midpoint, handing a demon a bigger club. Yes! The answer is out of her before she can stop it. But I still can't accept them. So far, everything has gone exactly the way it should. Hydra is a high-tier monster the royal army itself cannot bring down. There's almost no record of one ever being killed. As payment for saving a single village, this is far too much. So of course she reacts like this. No need to worry though, by her settings she doesn't flatly refuse. Push a little harder and she accepts and falls in line. There's no need to feel pressured. I said 1 item from the treasury, and I want you to be the one using it. Naturally that includes those twin blades. Now say yes. I refuse. She says it flatly, without a single wobble in her voice. Something goes very wrong behind his eyes. Honestly, even 10 gold coins is more than enough. I only want to be of use to you, Lord Jack. This is wrong. In the original, she takes the weapon right here. I see, I must have picked the wrong option somewhere along the way. The game did have a lot of subtle route branches. Her ear flicks once and she waits. In that case, I'll just try a different approach. Then how about this? In exchange, you teach me how to use a sword. He stands there with one hand out and that easy smile on. Her ears drop flat and she has no idea what to say. Huh? The word hangs there while she works out if he means it. Adele, I've seen what you can do with a sword. I'd like you to serve as my instructor and my bodyguard. Me? Be Lord Jack's instructor? I'd rather avoid trouble, but a life of battle is coming either way. In that case, I train myself and push my odds of surviving as high as they go. Why do you want to learn the sword? He takes a moment before he answers that one. I hate being the kind of man who can't protect his own people. I want the strength to put monsters down myself. So that's how strongly you feel about it. Not really. I'm only doing this because I don't want to die. I thought I'd like to become someone like you, Adele. It was love at first sight. She goes completely still, and even her ears stop moving. Love at first sight? No matter how harsh the training is, I'll take it. So please, be my instructor. I'll see you well paid, and I'll supply potions and anything else. She fidgets with her hands and won't look straight at him. One eye narrows as he works out what she's staring at. What is it? What is she looking at? A ring? Something about this ring? Well, if I were to receive something from you, then maybe. I see. She wants the ring more than the twin blades of Hydra. It's a mithril ring I picked up off a merchant once. The only thing it does is nudge magic resistance up a little. But if it isn't worth much, I can simply make up a story about it. This is a keepsake from when I came of age. If you like it, it's yours. Naturally, that's a lie. I had no idea it was something so precious. Lord Jack! Her whole face changes in the space of one breath. What were you thinking, letting an outsider into the treasury? The treasures of House Girard have been handed down for generations, and you would give one away to a girl whose past we don't even know? Kevin and Lumiere. Her name is Adele. She'll also be serving as my sword instructor. You intend to study the sword, my lord? I only want to be able to defend myself at the very least. You look like the idea of me getting stronger bothers you. The old man's eye moves once and gives away nothing. The truth is, there aren't many people in this manor I can trust. I understand. Your enemies are my enemies, Lord Jack. Leave your protection and your sword training to me. She puts both fists up like the matter is already settled. In the dark behind them, the steward doesn't move at all. The two of them size each other up across the hall and neither blinks. Kevin is strong, no question about it, but Adele is on a completely different level. He isn't fool enough to turn on someone like her. Don't worry, all I gave Adele was the ring. I didn't hand over the twin blades of Hydra, our family heirloom. Adele will be living here in the manor. Lumiere, prepare the room next to mine for her. As you wish. The maid bows and takes her time straightening back up. Please wait, Lord Jack, we are not finished! He stops in the doorway without turning around. The steward reaches for him and the floor comes up instead. Kevin skids to a halt on his hands and she is already between them. Are you defying your lord? The old man's mouth works and nothing comes out of it. Lock the doors behind us. Let's go, Adele. Yes, sir! He stays down on the tiles long after the two of them are gone. Sweat runs down a face that has stopped pretending. Ivy climbs the wall of the house in the morning light. A few days pass after Adele moves into the manor. She stretches out across the sheets and yawns the morning open. Since then, there have been no obvious incidents, and the days stay quiet. The mithril ring hangs from a cord in her open palm. She looks at it a long moment and smiles at nothing in particular. Quiet enough at any rate, for as long as that lasts. The servants go along with my methods, but only grudgingly. Even when they cooperate now, most of them turn on you near the end. Lord Jack, a petition has arrived from Village 3, the one the lizardman hit. His eyes come up off the ledger. Let me see it. Since the treasury business, things with Sir Kevin have only got worse. I don't trust characters I already know will betray me. I just squeeze every last bit of use out of them. He reads the whole petition through without saying a word. First, a note of thanks for our help. Then a report that the attack gutted their harvest, and as a result, their stored provisions are completely gone. Finally, a request for a tax exemption. All within expectations. What will you do, my lord? He turns the paper over in his fingers and takes his time. Waiving their taxes would carry them through the short term, but putting them back next year risks a backlash. If they decide I'm a soft lord, my authority is finished, so no full exemption. Ignore the petition though, and they'll assume we abandoned them. That road runs straight into a rebellion. They start thinking things like, with no lord around, everything here belongs to us. We'll open the manor's stores, send a full year's worth of food to Village 3. A whole year's worth? While their bellies are full, the discontent stays manageable. After that, we only have to get them back on their feet. Coordinate with the guild and draw up a recovery plan. Understood. Now then, it's already noon. She comes down the stairs at a dead run past two startled servants. Her whole face lights up before she even reaches the garden. Ah, Ma! He is already out on the grass with a wooden blade in hand. Lord Jack! Adele, my master. Train with me. Master. Yes, let's do it! Two figures square off across an empty stretch of grass. Here I come. I'm ready whenever you are! A boot digs in and throws up a spray of dirt. He closes the distance in 3 long strides. The strike lands and the shock runs all the way up his arms. He's swinging again before he has even recovered. She turns the blade aside without moving her feet. She kicks off the ground and the swing passes under her. He hauls the sword back around with everything he has left. Her heel comes round and takes him off his feet entirely. Lord Jack, your guard was wide open! Ugh! A wooden blade stops a finger's width from his throat. She hauls him back upright in the middle of the empty field. Your magic-based body reinforcement is still unstable. Let's take a short break. Blew it again, huh? On the contrary, Lord Jack, you're improving very quickly. From a window above, the steward watches the whole thing. A table stands ready under the trees at the edge of the garden. Tea and pastries. She takes one breath of the steam and melts into the chair. You should hydrate too, master. She wraps both hands round the cup and won't put it down. The cup turns slowly between her gloves. She takes the smallest possible sip. This is delicious. The man across the table says nothing and lets it happen. Lord Jack! A soldier comes pounding up the garden path with no breath left. I've got an urgent report. This is the soldier who tagged along with us to Village 3. Same as last time, not a shred of decorum. Speaking straight at his lord like that, maybe I should simply fire him. Hey, Ludwig, what is that tone of yours? Sorry, sis. That is no way to talk to Lord Jack. Sis? I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. So this one is Lumiere's little brother. Scold him too hard and Lumiere might hold it against me. Good thing I didn't go straight to firing him. I was too focused on the game's main scenario. There are hidden bad ending flags that game knowledge alone won't catch. I am so sorry, Lord Jack. Too loud. So, what did you want to say? Well, we found a hidden field in the forest near Village 3. Good work. Give whoever found it 50 silver coins. 50? That kind of work is worth that much. And whatever I pay out, that hidden field pays back. I did wonder how they were surviving a 90% tax rate. A hidden field explains it. While they were handing me petitions, they dodged taxes behind my back. In other words, they betrayed me. Lord Jack? The soldier is still waiting for an answer that isn't coming. Unforgivable. Whatever was in his face a moment ago has gone out of it. Adele. Maaf. I'll do anything for you, Lord Jack. My lord, if I may, there's one more report. What is it? She swallows the last of the pastry and goes quiet. Near the lake by Village 3, a horde of monsters has appeared! Past the tree line, the dark is full of horns and teeth. Now then. One desk, one lamp, and a wall of books nobody has opened. Time to check my notes and see which events are coming up. A page turns, and his face stops moving. A subquest that only appears if you save Adele. Revenge of the Lizardmen. To avenge the Lizardmen we killed, monsters launch an attack on Village 3 and the manor. It lands far too early, a huge horde, and it was a brutal slog. Their numbers, 100 giant lizards, 150 goblins, 50 lizardmen. On my side, I can field maybe 30 soldiers. In raw numbers, that is a 10-fold gap in strength. Even with Adele fighting well, we're 50-50 at best. And on top of that, she turned down the twin blades of Hydra. But I still can't take them. So realistically, our odds are worse than that. I hate to even think it, but I might actually die in this battle. Sweat crawls down his temple in the dark of the study. In the game, this part would have been fun. Here, I have to assume that if I die, that is the end of it. He straightens his collar with hands that aren't quite steady. Reality is the worst. 2 knocks land on the door. Hiring adventurers as a countermeasure would cost a fortune. I'd like to, but the budget won't stretch that far. I could force them to take the job, but they'd resent it. And the moment they leave, the next raid finishes us. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough hands. Boxed in on every side. So, what's my move? A pair of boots stops just inside the door. Is something troubling you, my lord? Kevin! He nearly comes out of the chair at the sound of that voice. Don't just barge in! I did knock. You didn't answer. I was working out how to deal with the monsters. The matter from the report then. Do we know how many there are? Around 300 in total. Even if we rally every soldier we have, driving them back will be hard. Shall we hire adventurers? We don't have the money. To do that, we would have to gut some other budget, and there is no room for that anywhere, my lord. I know that! And we can't raise taxes either. No, there's still one last card left to play, and that is, we open the treasury. Promise treasures to the adventurers who perform, and every confident blade in the region comes running to us. We may be poor, but we are still a baron's house. There are a couple of named items to our name. With all the jewels my mother hoarded, there'll be plenty of takers. But once word gets out that the treasury has been opened, the merchants. The word sits between them and neither one likes it. Exactly. The sharp ones will start drifting away, a noble selling off their treasures. That is as good as announcing you are on the verge of ruin. Merchants won't risk a seizure on some pretext, so they leave the domain. Better that than losing the land itself, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, but I can't afford to let this domain disappear. Lose the noble status and the whole life of luxury goes with it. Thanks to my parents, House Girard is hated on every side. If we fall, somebody puts a knife in us within the month. Whatever whim of the gods arranged it, I've been handed a second life. And I'm going to cling to it and survive, however pathetic that looks. Send an emergency request to the Adventurers Guild. At once, my lord. Girard territory, the Adventurers Guild. So that's why you came crawling to me. The guildmaster himself, a man named Mason. I'm not here to indulge some noble's little game, Kevin. Don't be like that, Mason. Thanks to our dim-witted lord, this domain gets worse every month. Hard not to complain. A monster force built around lizardmen, is it? You're sure about the numbers? If we take Lord Jack at his word, yes. You won't need that many. Just line up some A-rank adventurers. A-rank? Are you joking? You can't snap your fingers and gather people like that. I'm aware. That is exactly why I'm asking you. The guildmaster clicks his tongue and looks away. On the adventurer scale, a lizardman is worth about a C rank. Manor troops alone don't stand a chance against them. Normally, we'd sign up C and D rankers and hand them the job, but as luck has it, this territory does have one A-rank party. Greenwind, is it? You want to hire those eccentric elf sisters. They're gone. Gone? The steward's polite mask does not survive that answer. The old guildmaster's face says he isn't joking. Somewhere far from all of this, a hero blessed by the gods is born. Morning comes to the manor with nothing announcing itself. He works through the papers with a cup going cold at his elbow. The key to clearing Revenge of the Lizardmen lies with two important characters: Greenwind, an elf-sister duo living in the forests of Girard territory. In the game, they are second only to Adele in raw strength. Recruit those two, and Revenge of the Lizardmen clears every single time. I have to get them signed, and fast. A hero has been born? Two old men sit at a tavern table with the town going by outside. Yeah, the information is solid, and he's taken quite a liking to Greenwind. Snatched the pair of them up as his personal attendants. Of all the times for this to happen. A hero is someone blessed by the gods who has passed the limits of their race. They don't turn up in every era, and their power runs past S rank. The royal family grants them a status all of their own. So you're telling me you can't accept Lord Jack's request? Don't jump the gun, Kevin. You're too hasty, and you are far too laid back. Fine. The old man drags a hand down his face and gives in. We'll see what we can do in 1 week. 1 week, huh? The guildmaster said that? Yes. The steward inclines his head half an inch and nothing more. Neither of them says anything for a long while. Honestly, 1 week is a tight squeeze. But the real problem is something else entirely. The birth of a hero. Early? He wasn't supposed to show up yet in the game. Every route that involves the hero runs straight into my death. Lord Jack? No. His hand flattens across the open page of the notebook. Either way, the two of us were always going to cross paths. In that vision, everyone he knows is already face down on the stone, and once the two of us meet, my chances of survival are basically zero. The hero, Cerebimia, blood across her face, white plate armor, and a small pleased smile. And of all people, she took Greenwind, the exact party I needed. Any more delay gathering adventurers and Village 3 is wiped out. What will you do? Yeah, he doesn't lift his head out of his hand. Playing that quest as a gamer was one thing. Living inside it as one of the characters is another. I have no idea how long it is until the next battle lands. We buy time. That is the only option on the table. If Girard's private soldiers charge in, they will simply be wiped out. I'm paying good money here. Let the adventurers take the losses. The steward's expression doesn't move a fraction. Send troops to Village 3 and start fortifying it as an outpost. I'll be heading out there myself soon enough. You as well, Lord Jack? Of course. I still have that hidden field and its unpaid taxes to settle. The field they hid is a betrayal aimed straight at me. If Village 3 isn't sorted out fast, it costs me my life. He puts a hand up against the glare in the doorway. Outside, the sky is wide open and far too bright. He studies his own palm against all that light. From here on, I'll hit situations that never existed in the game. The hero recruiting Greenwind is a move we did not see coming. The differences are stacking up fast. He lowers the hand and starts walking. I may have written up notes, but there's a real chance they turn worthless somewhere down the line. A grand house a very long way from Girard land. Hey, Lady Cerebimia, have you heard? That rumor. What rumor? They say a corrupt noble in Girard territory treats his people horribly. Greenwind, the elder sister Olivia. I hate stories like that. Greenwind, the younger sister Lily. A corrupt noble in Girard territory, is it? Thank you for the meal. Oh, you're done already? My, Cerebimia, you eat so little. Where are you going? Isn't it obvious? She doesn't even turn around to answer them. I'm going to pay Jack Girard a visit. Far away, the man in question turns another page. If the notes stop helping, I have nothing left to lean on. I need this village ready before the lizardmen reach it. A woodcutter looks up from his axe and stares. It's Lord Girard! Lord Girard is here! He takes in the whole street without slowing his pace. The village looks about the same as it did. Recovery is taking its time. The lizardmen haven't left their base yet, but I want this place ready before the hero turns up. Lord Girard! Half the lane is running toward him now. You're that kid from before. Look, sir, I started sword practice because I look up to Lady Adele. Oh, that's encouraging. You look up to me? Once you're strong enough, I'll hire you. Really? Kevin, you and the captain handle the defenses against the attack. Adele and I will go and see the village chief. As you command. We're building defensive fences round the village. Materials first. Yes, sir. Lord Girard, we are truly grateful you sent us soldiers this time. His eyes slide past the chief toward the far side of the yard. A crooked frame with a sheet of canvas thrown over it. They don't even have a roof. Chief, are you living out here? Repairing the villagers' homes comes first, my lord. What an act. They left that house broken on purpose, fishing for sympathy. Chief, you're hiding something from me, aren't you? I'm not sure what you mean. I would never hide anything. So that field out in the forest doesn't count as hiding. The old man's smile stops halfway across his face. In this kingdom, tax is worked out by estimating yield from field size. Any unreported land falls outside that system, which lets the village keep the whole harvest for itself. The old man puts both palms flat on the ground. There is a reason for it, my lord. We never meant to live in luxury or anything of the sort. One eye watches him from under a dark fringe. I had my reasons! My cheating wife said something very close to that once, and I can already see exactly how this goes. Then explain yourself. Without that forest field, we would have starved to death because of the heavy taxes, my lord. You chose work over me. I was so lonely. There it is, blaming someone else. A boot leaves the ground before anyone sees it move. The old man is knocked flat by a strike nobody ordered. Huh? He turns and stares at his own bodyguard instead of the chief. Did you just say that all of this is Lord Jack's fault? I'm sorry. That's odd. She moved on her own. In the game, Adele never acted before being told to. Lord Jack, I can just kill him now, can't I? Yeah, that should be fine. A blade slides free of its sheath. Die, traitor. The blade goes up over the old man's head without a pause. Her eyes stay steady behind the raised steel. The old man throws an arm up and turns his head away. Black tendrils catch the blade a hand's width from his skull. Calm down, Adele. Kill the chief here and the odds of a rebellion go through the roof. And what is this feeling that something is off? Please, spare me. The Lord looks down at him for a long moment. You commit tax evasion and then beg for mercy? I did it to keep the villagers alive. I'll decide your punishment. Chief, you'll be joining the fight against the lizard men. What? It takes a moment for the words to reach him at all. Her ears twitch and she watches him sideways. Take part in the battle and I'll overlook all of this. Think of it as the least I can offer. That is most generous, my lord, but I would be a decoy at best. As you can see, I am not a young man anymore. My lord, I don't actually expect this old man to fight. He wouldn't even make decent cannon fodder, but that is fine. Because I want this man dead. Adele. One word and she has her hand back on the hilt. The chief's face goes the color of ash. Refuse, and your execution is carried out here and now under royal law, your whole family included. The old man's eyes go glassy and stay that way. His family stands frozen at the edge of the yard. Father, A hand lands on the old man's shoulder and stays there. A small smile moves across the Lord's mouth and vanishes. That's enough, Adele. Go and scout the ground around the village. Understood. Putting that much fear of death in him should do it. I called him bait, but there's a chance the monsters never come. If they don't, I'll overlook the evasion and leave him as chief. Chief, bring the tax collector here. He'll calculate what you really owe. Is that truly what you intend? You have my word. Hooked him. People with nothing but despair left in them stop moving. Thank you so much. I'll go and summon the tax collector at once. Give them hope, then use them however you like. A tent stands in the tree line with the light dying behind it. Wine runs into a glass, dark and slow. So this is where you were, Lord Jack. Kevin, I've already given out every order that needed giving. The steward does not look impressed. We don't know when the monsters will strike. It is far too soon to be celebrating. What a nag. He tips the glass back and lets the old man talk. Lizardmen are a cautious race. Right now, they are most likely the ones scouting us. If you're assuming they'll simply charge straight in, then you are the one letting his guard down. Adele, report on your scouting. Yes, sir. There were a few goblins out there, so I took care of them. Same type as the ones that hit the village last time. Good work. Her tail sways once and both ears go up. The steward takes that in without a word. I see. Exactly as you said, Lord Jack. I'll tell the captain to tighten the patrols. That aside, something in his tone changes on that last word. A thick stack of paper lands on the table between them. One eyebrow goes up over the rim of the glass. What's this? A report on the hidden field. His turnaround is far too fast. I'd like a break, but if I slack off, Kevin's opinion of me tanks. No helping it. I'll work. He pulls the top sheet off the stack and starts reading. So while they were filing petitions about food shortages, they had enough hidden crops to live comfortably. In the game, heavy taxes made people flee or revolt. I don't remember any tax evasion though. No, there was something close to it. Collusion. A single word on a page, held between two heavy hands. The game summed it up with one word: bribery. In reality, the tax collector may be paid to ignore that field. I meant to settle this with a punishment for the chief alone. Looks like the crackdown has to get considerably wider. There's a good chance the tax collector has been skimming off the top. Impossible. With a field that size, the villagers' standard of living had to change. You really think a greedy tax collector wouldn't notice that? And if he truly didn't, he is unfit for the job anyway. Unpaid taxes land hard on a tax collector's record. This territory levied outrageous rates. He must have been desperate to squeeze out every coin. So he used those hidden fields to quietly balance the books. How many late taxpayers were there across villages 1 to 4? None. None? The number sinks in slowly, and it is the wrong number. They're handing over 90% of the harvest. One or two of them should have fallen behind at some point. If not a single case ever came up, impossible. Then every other village is sitting on a hidden field as well. My parents trusted those reports and thought they were bleeding people dry. In truth, they were only lining the tax collector's pockets. This is absurd. I do not forgive traitors. Someone betrayed Lord Jack? Then should we just kill them all? One eye slides sideways toward her and stays there. There it is again. She is acting nothing like her settings. We'll kill them later. First, we get a full picture of what is going on. I'm certain every village here is dodging taxes, but we have no proof. Crack down hard without evidence and I lose the people's trust. That could be the spark that sets off a rebellion. Kevin, investigate this. As you wish.
Lord Jack!
He comes through the tent flap with both arms out. Ludwig, you are standing in front of Lord Jack. I beg your pardon, but this is an emergency. What happened? Well, the chief has escaped. The glass stops halfway to his mouth. The captains realized it and gave chase, but they ran into a lizard man on the way. He slipped off during the fight and we still haven't found him. He chose to run from me rather than risk dying to monsters. The captain will answer for this. Where is he now? He died in the fight with the lizard man. That's insane. The captain was one of our more able fighters. He shouldn't have gone down that easily. Even with the captain there, you still lost to a single lizard man? The young soldier can't hold his gaze. Many of the soldiers have been slacking on training, my lord. The bill has finally come due. His teeth grind together behind a closed mouth. Kevin and Lumiere are so competent, I let myself forget something. My parents ruled like tyrants, so of course the rank and file rotted. I should have trained the troops before worrying about my own sword. This one is completely on me. I am terribly sorry! He goes flat on the floor with his forehead against the boards. His shoulders shake and the head stays down. The Lord looks at him and says nothing for a long moment. What's done is done. With the captain dead, we need a replacement. Kevin, do we have anyone suitable? No one. The steward answers without needing to think about it. Most of our soldiers have no real combat experience. Forget commanding. Many of them would struggle just to fight. I see. Then I'll command the troops myself. I'm going to inspect the defensive fences. I refuse to die like some nameless grunt.
I will survive!
I will avoid every single death route. Village 3 with the half-built fence line still running nowhere. So anyway, that's when I told him straight to his face. And then, you're exaggerating again, you know.
What is the meaning of this?
Captain Garyon ordered a break, so we're only following orders.
You haven't even finished a single fence?
The temperature around him drops about 10 degrees.
Everyone, gather up!
Uh-oh. Lord Jack! The whole company forms up along the tree line. I'll get right to it. There is bad news. Captain Garyon ran into a lizard man. He fought bravely and he fell in battle. A low noise moves through the ranks and dies out. In place of the captain, who died before he could finish his duty, I will be taking command myself.
From here on, I'm splitting you into two groups. One builds the defensive fences.
The other goes on combat drills. You swap between them morning and afternoon. Don't expect any time off.
Yes, sir.
The whole line answers at once, loud enough to carry. Ludwig, I'm appointing you as my adjutant. Huh? Me? I mean, me, sir? Don't let me down. Yes, sir. The young soldier's whole face gives him away. Ludwig hasn't got the nerve to betray me. Better him than some random soldier whose name I don't even know, or the steward whose real intentions I still can't read. Kevin, detain the tax collector at once and squeeze him dry. Understood. The Beastman girl bounces on her heels beside him. Adele, I have been waiting for this. Yes, sir. I want you to whip the soldiers into shape. The soldiers? That's right. This is something only you can do. Only me? Her eyes go bright and both hands come up into fists. Of course, who else could do it? I'll give it everything I have. Honestly, you leave me no choice. Well, for now, things are more or less back on script. Somewhere else entirely, smoke drifts over a broken roofline, a cracked wall, and a door hanging half off its hinges. A body hits the floorboards hard enough to shake the dust loose. Ugh. He is face down among the splinters and not getting up. How could you treat me like this? Sir Kevin! So, tax collector, you knew about the hidden field in Village 3, didn't you? He tries twice to answer and manages neither. No point hiding it, the chief has already confessed everything. Wait, please! It was the chiefs who suggested it. They begged me, said they would starve. Who wouldn't look away? The steward's boot comes up faster than anyone expects. The tax collector leaves the ground entirely. Yeah! The shout comes out of him before the pain does. Don't underestimate me. I may not look it, but I am quite good at torture. Though every now and then I do kill the subject by mistake. Please, save me. I'll tell you anything. What did you get in return? Half of the harvest from that hidden field. So you threatened the chiefs and took your cut. That about right?
No, that's not what.
A gloved fist lands square across his jaw. I'll ask you one more time.
Cough, cough.
That about right? He asks it the same way twice, which is somehow worse. He curls up with both hands over his face. As long as I can shape a story that suits Girard territory, the exact truth doesn't matter. Anyone trying to leech off the new house is surplus. It doesn't matter who dies. Whatever it takes, I will see you punished.
Yes.
And the monsters haven't even started marching yet.